As the year 2022 draws to a close, the door on several vehicles also closes. Automakers have already begun releasing new models for 2023, and unfortunately some of our favorite cars, trucks, and SUVs will not be available next year. Next year more vehicles will probably be added to this list, but for the time being, let's say farewell to some of our favorite cars. Number 15. Buick ENCORE. Buick is discontinuing the ENCORE subcompact SUV in 2023. After nearly a decade of sales. To be honest, ENCORE's longevity is unexpected, given that it has shared showroom space with the similarly sized ENCORE GX since the 2020 model year. The ENCORE subcompact debuted in 2013 to attract younger shoppers. According to General Motors, sales of the ENCORE dropped roughly 42% from January to September 2022. Compared to the same time in 2021. Edmunds Kaufman even mentioned that the discontinuation of the Buick ENCORE makes a lot of sense because Buick is already selling the ENCORE GX, which is a related similarly sized car. He also added that it makes no sense to have a rivalry on the inside. Number 11. Lamborghini Aventador. The Aventador has been on the market since 2011, except for the special edition high-performance vehicles such as the SVJ63. And there have been no significant changes to the car since then. The Aventador, on the other hand, is a one-of-a-kind entry that should have been phased out a long time ago. The Felicity Ace caught fire earlier in 2022 and sank around 250 miles off the coast of Portugal's Azores Islands. The ship housed a variety of Porsches, Audis, and Lamborghinis, some of which were the final few ultimate Aventadors ever made. Customers were naturally angry that they paid for a supercar that hadn't yet arrived at their door. According to Auto News, Lamborghini has resumed Aventador production. However, once the final few vehicles are made, the naturally aspirated V12 Lamborghini will cease to exist. Number 13. Dodge Challenger Hellcat. In many respects, the Challenger epitomizes what Dodge automobiles are all about, serving as a timeless icon in films like Vanishing Point and helping to bring in a second golden age of muscle cars today. We've had a lot of fun with this giant Hellcat, especially when it came to the Demon's evaluation criteria, but the world can no longer support such extraordinary enjoyment. Number 12. Kia Stinger GT. Given how popular the Kia Stinger is, this entry is certain to spark a lot of debate. Others dismiss it as a joke despite claims that it is a legitimate budget version of a German performance sedan, such as the new BMW 3 Series LCI. Whatever side of the argument you are on, there is no denying that the Stinger GT was a terrific vehicle. In 2022, the Stinger GT will be powered by a twin-turbocharged 3.3-liter V6 engine, with 368 horsepower that can propel the vehicle from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.6 seconds. Oh, and while doing so, it also looked gorgeous. We're interested to see what Kia comes up with next to replace the Stinger, because the Korean carmaker has raised its game recently, especially with its wide selection of EVs. Number 11. Nissan GT-R R35. Here's an interesting point of view. Nissan's decision to discontinue the manufacture of the GT-R R35 may not be all terrible. The R35 generation GT-R has only had minor facelifts and power upgrades since its debut in 2009. However, the GT-R remains fundamentally the same racetrack icon and monster that it was more than 10 years ago. Throughout its life, the GT-R was powered by a 3.8-liter V6 turbocharger. In its most powerful form, the VR38 engine produced more than 700 horsepower. By discontinuing the R35, Nissan will provide the automotive world with one final gasoline-powered GT-R before it's too late. Gearheads are already formulating assumptions about a new GT-R R36 in anticipation of the new sports vehicle. Number 10. Toyota Land Cruiser. Toyota's Land Cruiser is a market favorite, so discontinuing production is illogical. The company is aware that, like the Porsche Turbo, the Toyota Land Cruiser will not be discontinued. Rather, the model designations will be modified. Even though the nameplate has already been discontinued in the United States, a new 300 series car will be introduced for international markets. Number 9. Subaru WRX STI. Subaru will continue to produce the most recent WRX model for many years to come. The one thing that startled fans about the 2019 WRX was the lack of an STI version. The STI had a 4-cylinder turbocharged boxer engine, therefore pollution couldn't have been the only cause of its end. It's also not propelled by a gas-guzzling V8. It's unfortunate to see the STI go out of production, especially as other quick 4-cylinder vehicles such as the 2023 Civic Type R are still expected to be made. Toyota, too, continues to produce exciting, speedy little vehicles powered by 3-cylinder turbocharged engines, such as the GR Corolla and GR Yaris. Number 8. Lamborghini Countach. We knew the 7-figure Lamborghini Countach would only be available for a year from the outset. Nonetheless, we mourn its passing, with style derived from the legendary 1974 to 1990 Countach. And the foundations of an Aventador, the Countach merged Lamborghini's past, present, and future. The latter is distinguished by its use of electrification. And though the huge mid-mounted V12 in the Countach shared many similarities with the Aventadors, there's one key difference: a small electric motor fueled by a supercapacitor, allowing the Countach to produce a total of 802 horsepower. A similar piece of technology is expected in the Aventador's eventual replacement. Number 7. Tesla Model S Plaid. Everyone is aware that Tesla has some timeline challenges. It was never manufactured to begin with. The business had promised that this model would be available in 2020 with a price tag of about $150,000, a range of 520 miles, and a 0 to 60 time of fewer than 2 seconds. However, Tesla CEO Elon Musk recently indicated that they would be focused on more standard Plaid variants. Number 6. Audi R8. The Audi R8 is a popular daily supercar among car enthusiasts that will be phased out much sooner than we'd like. The first Audi R8 debuted in the mid-2000s, and it was available with either a 4.2-liter V8 or a 5.2-liter V10. Positioned in the center of its body, the R8 has been available in a variety of forms. Some had retractable roofs, others had power delivered just to the rear wheels, and the most notable variant of them all featured a gated 6-speed manual transmission. The R8 was born as a result of the VW Group's acquisition of Lamborghini, which allowed them to offer Audi the necessary technology to construct their supercar, be it a converted new Gallardo. Number 5. Mercedes-AMG Black Series. Mercedes-Benz will end manufacturing of the AMG Black Series in 2023, after a little over 1,700 vehicles have been created throughout the whole run of the model. Due to the Black Series' recent debut in 2020, the corporation has been halting the production of various youthful models. According to sources, this was the automaker's response to rivals that have been making waves in the automotive sector, like Porsche. Number 4. Chevrolet Spark. Due to declining sales, Chevy's smallest vehicle, the subcompact Spark hatchback, will be phased out this fall. The Spark, which was added to the range in 2013, is still one of the least expensive automobiles sold in the United States. With a starting price of less than $15,000, it's one of the least powerful vehicles on the road, with a slow 98 horsepower, and it's also one of the most basic, with roll-up windows as standard. The aforementioned Trax SUV is expected to replace lost Spark sales. Number 3. Chevrolet Camaro. Since Chevrolet and Ford have been at odds for a time, we view Chevrolet's decision to end production of the Camaro as a setback for the firm that competes with the Ford Mustang. By the end of 2023, there won't be any new Camaros on the road. It had to stop because despite Chevrolet's best efforts to revive the vehicle by giving it 6-cylinder engines, and even producing 4 variations of it, it didn't work. Number 2. Rolls-Royce Dawn and Wraith. Rolls-Royce automobiles are famed for their longevity, thus this could be one of the more unexpected vehicles to reach the list. However, in an unexpected move, the business stated this year that it will discontinue production of the Dawn convertible and Wraith coupe in the United States. The reason for this is that the new car requirements are not just suitable for the car models, and there was no way around it. However, we believe it is also a prudent option for them because the car platform is rather old, having been released in 2007. Number 1. Volkswagen Passat. For our number 1, we have here the Volkswagen Passat in comparison to the Honda Accord and Toyota Camry, which historically sold over 500,000 sedans annually. Volkswagen's Passat has always been a little player. 2012 was the Passat's best-selling year, with 117,023 vehicles sold. Volkswagen created a limited edition Passat to honor the Passat's end, with hints to Chattanooga, Tennessee, where it was made for the last 10 years of its life. And that's it for the cars that are unfortunately going to be discontinued in 2023. What are your thoughts about this? Don't forget to comment, like, and share, and click the bell button to be updated with our videos. See you in the next one. Goodbye.